Hi, this is Jamila. Welcome back to my channel. I'm here today with the DNA, Ancestry DNA test results for that I did on myself just a few weeks ago, actually. It was pretty quick. I sent the test off maybe end of October, right at the end, like near Halloween. And then I just got the test results back yesterday. So we're in the middle of, right in the middle of November. So maybe 3 weeks tops. So that's good because I hate waiting. So that's I didn't have to wait. It's wonderful. It's always good. Anyway, as I said in my video before, I don't know if I really did a huge prediction, but I had my thoughts of Native American, as all Black people do. Just because my mother felt that um, her mother's mother was Indian, and after working on my family tree, which I've been working on since 2004, it appears as though they lived on an Indian reservation in Oklahoma. So I don't know, just Indians live there, or they let Black people and Indians live there, or what was the deal? I'm not really sure, but so I said African, and then I said Native American, and then probably some European. I mean, yeah. My grandmother on my father's side was Creole, and they were very fair skinned, and their whole family is like that. So it is what it is. But we all go back to the motherland. So anyhow, I want to tell you that I did look at the results yesterday. Obviously, I did, and I didn't get to catch my first reaction on video, but it was priceless. Let me just tell you, it was priceless. Just because, and we'll talk more about that in a minute. But I was already getting some signs, like God was trying to tell me something, the night before, and just thinking back into, in the past, thinking about some of these ethnicities, these countries that I actually had thought about them. But I really did think that, that all Black people came from one part of Africa and that was it. But this test was pretty cool. I'm glad I did it. And it left me with more questions than answers. Like, oh, yeah, I got a good, solid grasp on what the answer is to one question. But that one question opened up a plethora of other questions that I feel I must get answered. Like, I really, really want to know the answers to these questions, these next questions. So anyway, we'll talk a little bit more about that. I had to pull up, I'm using my computer to shoot the video because my camera and I are seeing eye to eye right now. But I have the results on my phone, and I will share them with you. Um, any other backstory about me? I mean, just my father's mother, obviously, they were Creole, so they came from British Honduras. My father's father was in Georgia. That's where he was born. And then my mother's side, my mother's father was from Louisiana. And my mother's mother was from the Oklahoma, the Indian reservation there. But I think she was originally born in Texas. So that is some history about me. Like I said, I've been doing my family tree since 2004, and I could go back all the way to my grandparents' parents. Then it just gets, it's like a wall, that you can't really get past. And I know I got to go back on there and adjust it because there were some things, the way that they did things back in those days, they would spell things differently or whatever. Like Anise could be spelled 5 different ways, but it wasn't really even Anise. It was Alice, or it was something like that. So back in those days, I guess people really didn't pay too much attention to like correct details. They just put down what they thought it was, and they kept it moving, never thinking that maybe somebody in the future would be looking for their ancestors, looking for answers. But anyway, it is what it is. So out of my results, and I'll post these for you at the end so you can see. I have 43% Nigeria. So that made me smile. That made me happy. And like really, I just want to just run around the Nigerian flag now. Like, I'm Nigerian. Oh my gosh. Yes, I'm very happy about that, and I'll explain in a minute, but I'll get through the list. So 43% is Nigerian, 18% is Benin Togo, which is right next to Nigeria, and I understand was a part of Nigeria before it was broken up by Europeans. So I'm still claiming that part is Nigeria. I don't know. No. So anyway, then there's Mali, and I had 13% of Mali, which is again close. It's close by neighboring, and then Cameroon, which is directly under, or very close, or is it? I don't know. It's close to Nigeria. It's touching. So yeah. So to me, all avenues, touch Nigeria. So that's pretty good for me. 43%. Plus that 18 in Benin Tongo. Yeah, I'm feeling good about that. The low confidence regions were 5% Ireland, Scotland, Wales, 3% Finland, Northwest Russia, 2% Ivory Coast, Ghana. I was shocked by that. Like, honestly, I thought all black people, African Americans, were from Ghana. Like, I thought I was from Ghana. I thought, well, not from Ghana, but my ancestors were from Ghana. Because I told my husband, I said, we got to plan a trip to Ghana because I got to see where my ancestors, were, where they lived. And it turns out only 2%, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to go. I'm still going to go. But I just thought it would be a higher number. I wasn't expecting Nigeria at all. Like, not at all. Native American had 1%. And I know I've seen a lot of people's YouTube videos where the Native American was like less than 1%. So 1% is cool. But I don't see how it could be 1% if, in fact, my mother's mother was Native American, unless she wasn't full Native American. And that's possible. Because if she still had some Native American blood, I could see that they would let her and her family live on a Indian reservation. But I don't know. They had their reasons, so obviously it stems with her. I think we'll have a better idea once my mother takes the DNA test, and I'm gonna pay for her to take it. I'm gonna give it to her as a gift for Christmas, because she was really excited and interested in where what my test was all about. And then when she found out it was 1% Native American, she wasn't very interested anymore. So we had to get her own test and see, how much Native American she has. Moving on, we have the Africa Southeastern Bantu. That's also 1%. Iberian Peninsula, which is supposed to be like Spain, Portugal area. That's 1%. Interesting. And then we have the Scandinavia 1%. But I think that Iberian Peninsula, though, I think is my grandmother's mother. I think her, because those guys were down in the British Honduras, and so it could be, or her father could be one of their parents or grandparents or whatever was from Spain. I mean, that's highly possible. And then Scandinavia 1%. Europe West was less than 1%. And Senegal was less than 1%. That's too bad. And then Great Britain was less than 1%. So I know a lot of people have totals they see right off the bat. Oh, Africa's this much, the whole continent. But I have to I had to add mine up on my own. And I think, without pulling out my calculator, it was somewhere around 87% African. So yeah, I'm definitely African. 87 is pretty high. Oh yeah, I'm more African than most, I would say. So that's pretty good. I'll take that. And it's like 13 or 14% European. And then, I guess most African Americans have some. But I'm just going to say that I'm excited about being Nigerian. And the questions that I have now, that I know that my ancestors were Nigerian, therefore I am also Nigerian. I have Nigerian blood in me, Nigerian, everything, whatever. I would like to know which tribe. So I'm pretty sure that it's either the Yabra, and I know I'm pronouncing it wrong, or the Igbo, because those were the southern tribes. And they also, I think the Yabra spilled over into Benin or Benin as well. So I'm thinking maybe that Yabra, but honestly, um, I wouldn't mind being Igbo because I heard they were a rebellious people, and you know, it kind of fits my personality. So, but I'll take either one. It's no big deal. I'm very tempted to go ahead and get the African Ancestry.com DNA test. I will do that. And I'm more than interested. I will do it. My fear is that, like, if my mother's mother is actually Indian, more Indian than we thought, then it might stop there. And it might not get to Africa. So, because it's your mother, then your mother's mother, then your mother's mother's mother, then it keeps going. So, if it ends in Native America, then, but that's still cool too. It's good to know. But I don't see how it's 1%. Anyway, so I see it leads to so many more questions. It's like, this is not a stopping point for me. This is um, a step closer. The next step is to do the next DNA test. I want to do one. I'm going to reach out to my brother and ask him if he will also do the male one, because I can only do the female. But my brother, who is, my father's son, will do the male test. And then I want to put them together and see, how is this Nigerian thing, which side links me back, and which tribes do I belong to. And then after that, the next step is a visit, of course. Of course, of course, of course. I want to visit. I want to see, what is there? What's it like? Do I feel a kinship when I go there? I've never been to Africa before, not ever. I didn't really have a interest when I was younger, but then again, I'd never been out of the United States until this past year, until I was 38 years old, 39. So that was my first time, and I just went to Canada. I live in Washington. I went to Canada, and I was just like, wow, So now I'm getting a little bit more adventurous, and I want to reach out and branch out. And the first place I want to go is, to the motherland. I want to go where my ancestors originated. So yeah, I'm going to be planning an Africa trip soon. As soon as I get these results back, it's going to be nice. I want to see everything. Show it to me. But yeah, those are my results. Thanks for watching.